Welcome to our channel. We are so glad you found your way here. Let us help you fall asleep. Let's begin with the quiet collapse of Nokia, the corporate failure of the mobile phone king. Take a slow, deep breath in and release it. Even the tallest towers eventually quiet down. Tonight, we gently explore the empty boardrooms and forgotten ambitions of the past. Your mind is calm, and we are ready to begin. The origins are steeped in the industrial landscape of Finland, where the journey began in the early 19th century. A pulp mill established in 1847 marked the inception of what would eventually transform into a telecommunications titan. This mill, alongside others, contributed to the burgeoning Finnish economy, laying the groundwork for future diversification. By the latter part of the 20th century, this entity had evolved significantly, branching into various sectors, including rubber, cables, and telecommunications equipment. The acquisition of several companies set the stage for a pivotal shift, enabling the organization to leverage emerging technologies in the mobile communications sphere. The introduction of the first mobile phone in 1982 showcased a commitment to innovation. Over the next 2 decades, the organization positioned itself as a leader, capturing a significant share of the global market. Iconic products such as the Nokia 610 and the Nokia 910 epitomized the brand's engineering prowess and design philosophy. As the new millennium approached, the company's identity was firmly intertwined with mobile technology. Its products became synonymous with reliability and functionality, reflecting a dedication to user experience. This ascendance marked a golden era, a peak of achievement that would soon be overshadowed by the rapidly evolving landscape of digital communication. This period witnessed an explosion of innovation, with a relentless push towards creating devices that were compact, user-friendly, and remarkably effective. The introduction of the Nokia 110, for instance, became a hallmark of simplicity and durability, appealing to a burgeoning consumer base eager for connectivity. These devices merged advanced technology with sleek designs, establishing a new standard within the industry. Market share expanded as the company adeptly navigated the competitive landscape, positioning itself at the forefront of mobile communications. It embraced partnerships and strategic alliances, fostering a network that included essential carriers and technology innovators. This collaborative spirit enhanced their product offerings and solidified their reputation as a leader. Amidst this growth, branding emerged as a crucial element. The iconic Nokia ringtone became synonymous with mobile communication, evoking a sense of familiarity and reliability. This connection extended beyond the product. It fostered customer loyalty and trust. Operational efficiency played a significant role during this decade. Manufacturing processes were optimized, ensuring that production could scale rapidly to meet the surging demand. Investments in research and development propelled further advancements, setting Nokia apart from its competitors. Such momentum, characterized by success and innovation, created an environment ripe for dominance, though the seeds of future challenges were subtly sown within this very growth. The launch of the Nokia 1011 marked a pivotal moment in the evolution of digital mobile phones. This device, introduced in the early 1990s, showcased the transition from analog to digital technology, providing users with improved call quality, increased battery life, and additional features. It represented not merely an advancement in product design, but also a strategic move that aligned with the shifting landscape of telecommunications. With its robust construction and user-friendly interface, the Nokia 1011 quickly became a favorite among consumers. Its reliability and efficiency contributed to a growing market presence, establishing a foundation that the company would build upon in the years to come. The simplicity of its operation contrasted sharply with the complexities of its technological underpinnings, reflecting a harmonious balance that appealed to a diverse audience. This success, however, did not remain unchallenged. As competitors began to emerge, they too recognized the potential in digital technology, initiating a race that would lead to rapid advancements. The market became increasingly saturated, with numerous offerings vying for consumer attention. While Nokia maintained a stronghold for some time, the very innovations that had defined its early success began to invite scrutiny, as questions arose regarding the sustainability of its growth trajectory in an ever-evolving landscape. The renowned Connecting People campaign stood as a hallmark of Nokia's branding strategy, encapsulating its vision of global connectivity. This approach aimed to resonate with consumers on a personal level, promoting the idea that technology could bridge distances and foster relationships. It effectively positioned the company as a pioneer in mobile communication, fostering a sense of trust and loyalty among users. Over time, the slogan became synonymous with the Nokia experience. Advertisements displayed families, friends, and colleagues sharing moments, all facilitated by Nokia devices. This emotional connection proved to be a pillar of its market presence and helped solidify its identity in a crowded field. Visuals of smiling faces and heartfelt interactions painted a picture of a world united through technology. As competitors emerged with aggressive marketing tactics and innovative features, the charm of this campaign began to wane. Consumers increasingly sought devices that offered not just connection, but advanced functionalities and experiences. The reliance on sentiment became a double-edged sword. While initially effective, the message fell short of adapting to changing consumer demands amid the rise of smartphones. With the shift in priorities, the campaign's impact diminished, revealing cracks in the once unassailable brand. The disconnect between branding and product evolution became evident, signaling deeper challenges within the fading company. The Nokia 5110 emerged as a notable milestone in this region of mobile technology, capturing the attention of consumers seeking personalization. Released in 1998, it featured interchangeable faceplates, allowing users to express individual style. This innovation resonated with a market that increasingly valued customization, leading to robust sales and the establishment of the model as a cultural icon. It was during this period that the device's user-friendly interface, combined with a suite of popular games like Snake, further solidified its success. The seamless integration of entertainment and communication showcased the potential for mobile phones to transcend their primary functions. This period marked a peak, as the company enjoyed unprecedented market dominance, driven by an effective understanding of consumer desires. Changes in consumer preferences began to ripple through the industry landscape. The initial success of the 5110 highlighted a crucial turning point, where personalization and simplicity took precedence over advanced technological features. This shift would become increasingly relevant as competitors began to emerge, deploying strategies that capitalized on evolving trends. The very strategies that elevated the 5110 would soon reveal vulnerabilities. As the demand for innovative designs intensified, the fading company struggled to maintain its leading position amidst a rapidly changing market. During the early 2010s, this region witnessed Nokia's peak presence within the global market. Market share figures revealed that nearly 40% of all mobile devices sold originated from the company, establishing it as an undisputed leader. This dominance was not merely a reflection of consumer preference. It represented a convergence of strategic foresight and manufacturing prowess. Sales statistics indicated that, at one point, the company shipped more than 400 million handsets annually. The sheer scale of production underscored the effectiveness of their supply chain and distribution networks. It was a time marked by rapid growth, where flagship models like the Nokia Lumia series introduced cutting-edge technology, reinforcing brand loyalty among consumers. Investment in research and development further fueled its competitive advantage. The company allocated substantial resources to innovate, resulting in breakthroughs that set benchmarks in battery life and durability. This relentless pursuit of excellence allowed it to maintain a stronghold over various markets, particularly in Europe and Asia. Despite these achievements, cracks began to surface. The emergence of competitors with agile operations, such as Apple and Samsung, gradually eroded market share. The once unassailable lead began to diminish, revealing vulnerabilities that would eventually contribute to its decline. As the industry evolved, the company's inability to adapt became increasingly apparent. The introduction of Snake marked a significant turning point in mobile entertainment. This simple yet captivating game became an emblem of the early mobile phone era, drawing countless users into its addictive gameplay. It was a remarkable feature of basic devices, representing a new frontier for entertainment. Players navigated a growing line, consuming dots and avoiding collisions. The experience was straightforward, yet it fostered a sense of engagement that resonated deeply with users. In this region of technological evolution, the game served as a bridge between communication and leisure. Users, often unaware of the impending challenges within the mobile industry, found joy in their devices, which now offered more than mere calling capabilities. They began to see phones as gateways to leisure, subtly shifting their expectations and desires. Despite this initial success, the Fading Company gradually lost sight of the evolving landscape. Competitors began to emerge with innovative features, offering integrated gaming experiences that surpassed the simplistic appeal of Snake. This shift hinted at a larger trend, where adaptability was crucial for survival. With each new iteration of technology, the expectation for more advanced, immersive experiences intensified. The once thriving industry leader found itself grappling with an identity crisis, as its hallmark game became a relic of a past era, overshadowed by the rapid advancement of mobile capabilities. Strategic alliances once defined the company's approach to growth, weaving a network of partnerships with various network providers. These collaborations aim to extend reach and enhance service offerings, allowing for the distribution of products across diverse markets. The arrangement appeared mutually beneficial, enabling providers to access cutting-edge technology while bolstering the manufacturer's presence. As the mobile landscape evolved, these alliances began to strain under the pressure of shifting consumer preferences. Network providers sought to innovate quickly, aligning themselves with emerging competitors who promised agility and modernity. This shift in loyalty signaled a troubling transformation within the Fading Company. The once collaborative spirit turned into a series of disjointed efforts, as providers questioned their association with a brand struggling to reclaim its former glory. Compounding the issue, the promise of seamless integration with network services transformed into a liability. Many partnerships faltered as technological advancements outpaced the company's ability to adapt. Requests for integration into next-generation networks often went unanswered, leaving a void that was swiftly filled by more agile competitors. The echoes of these broken alliances became part of the company's legacy, illustrating how once powerful connections can dissolve under the weight of stagnation. A stark reminder of the impact of strategic choices, these partnerships left indelible marks on the trajectory of the Fading enterprise. The expansion into emerging markets marked a pivotal chapter in the global strategy of the Fading enterprise. In regions where mobile communication was just beginning to flourish, it positioned itself as a frontrunner, seeking to capture new consumers who were eager for connectivity. The promise of growth in places such as India, Africa, and Southeast Asia beckoned, drawing significant resources and attention. The allure of vast populations and a burgeoning middle class generated optimism. With localized models designed for affordability, it aimed to penetrate these markets effectively, offering devices tailored to the needs of diverse consumers. It established manufacturing facilities and partnerships with local telecom operators, fostering an intricate network that sought to bolster its presence. Challenges emerged, however, as competition intensified. Local and international rivals began to adapt quickly, presenting alternatives that resonated with the evolving preferences of consumers. The once dominant brand struggled to maintain market share amidst rapid technological advancements and shifting consumer expectations. Amidst this landscape, strategic miscalculations became apparent. While it aimed to lead, the saturation of options in vibrant markets muddied its standing. As competitors introduced innovative features and streamlined designs, the fading company found itself increasingly outpaced. The ambition to dominate a nascent market devolved into a complex battle for relevance. The emergence of the internet introduced a new dimension to communication, one that would. Attempts to integrate online services into their mobile offerings showcased an eagerness to innovate. However, these efforts were met with mixed results. The initial forays included mobile browsing applications and email services, which aimed to leverage the growing acceptance of connected devices. The technology, although pioneering at the time, was often inconsistent and prone to user frustration. Challenges in execution, coupled with a fragmented understanding of consumer needs, hindered progress. While competitors began to establish themselves in the burgeoning smartphone market, this fading company struggled to maintain its foothold. The disconnect between the rapid advancements in internet technology and the organization's ability to pivot effectively revealed deeper systemic issues. Technical hurdles combined with an underestimation of the competition's adaptability. The shift to 3G transitioned the market landscape dramatically, yet the response from this fading company was sluggish. Initial enthusiasm surrounded the potential of increased data speed and connectivity, yet implementation lagged behind competitors. Investment in research and development, although substantial, failed to translate into timely, competitive offerings, allowing rivals to capture market share. The organization, once revered for its innovation, began to exhibit an increasing reliance on legacy systems, instead of embracing the transformative potential of emerging technologies. While others raced ahead with sleek designs and intuitive interfaces, it clung to outdated models and familiar operating systems. This hesitation not only impacted product development, but also alienated a growing base of technologically savvy consumers. Marketing strategies, once a hallmark of success, became less effective. Messaging lacked clarity in showcasing the benefits of 3G technology, failing to resonate with an audience eager for faster, more versatile devices. Compounded by the rise of smartphones, the organization found itself in a precarious position, unable to adapt quickly enough to a market that was evolving at an unprecedented pace. As the once mighty brand struggled for relevance, the internal culture, once vibrant and innovative, seemed to diminish. Employees became increasingly aware of the disconnect between their capabilities and the company's direction, leading to a pervasive sense of uncertainty. The merger with Siemens aimed at consolidating resources and expertise to strengthen their position in telecommunications. This union, celebrated initially as a strategic move to enhance innovation and market reach, brought together two giants of the industry. It promised synergies that were projected to unlock new capabilities and expand product offerings. Over time, the reality diverged from these initial ambitions. Integration challenges soon emerged, revealing cultural disparities and misaligned objectives. The once promising collaboration struggled to maintain a cohesive identity. Differences in corporate philosophy and operational approaches created friction, undermining the potential benefits of the merger. Amidst this turmoil, the competitive landscape continued to evolve. Rivals adapted more swiftly to technological advancements, capitalizing on emerging trends in mobile communications. The fading company found itself at a crossroads as its once dominant market position began eroding under the weight of relentless competition. Strategic missteps became apparent, with key decisions failing to resonate with a rapidly changing consumer base. While the merger was intended to enhance their technological prowess, it instead highlighted vulnerabilities in leadership and vision. As uncertainty loomed, the fruits of collaboration became increasingly overshadowed by internal discord and external pressures, setting the stage for a gradual decline from its once esteemed status in the telecommunications sector. The launch of the Nokia N series marked a significant attempt to reclaim relevance in an evolving market. These pioneering multimedia smartphones introduced innovative features, such as high-quality cameras and advanced internet connectivity. The design reflected a shift toward consumer preferences, showcasing sleek aesthetics and user-friendly interfaces. It was a bold move to capture the interest of a new generation of mobile users. Initial reception was optimistic. Sales figures surged as consumers embraced the capabilities of these devices, which allowed for seamless integration of music, photography, and communication. Marketing campaigns emphasized the transformative potential of these smartphones, positioning them as essential tools in everyday life. The N series exemplified technological ambition, striving to blend functionality with style. Despite this promising launch, challenges soon emerged. Competition intensified, with rival companies rapidly releasing their own innovations. Market dynamics shifted, and consumer expectations grew increasingly demanding. The allure of the N series began to fade, overshadowed by the relentless advancement of competitors who adapted more swiftly to changing trends. While the N series initially appeared to bolster the company's standing, underlying issues persisted. Internal discord remained, complicating efforts to maintain momentum. The once celebrated initiative, now struggling to keep pace, became emblematic of broader organizational struggles, foreshadowing the deeper challenges that lay ahead. Initial hesitations emerged as the industry shifted towards touchscreen technology. Leadership grappled with the implications of such a fundamental change. Discussions within the boardroom reflected a mix of skepticism and reluctance, as the prevailing belief in the dominance of physical keypads lingered. This conviction dulled the urgency to adapt, creating an environment resistant to the sweeping innovations transforming the mobile landscape. Engineers, meanwhile, found themselves caught in a web of competing priorities. Development cycles lengthened as they endeavored to balance legacy products with the emerging touchscreen paradigm. While rivals quickly pivoted towards new designs, this entity's gradual response left it vulnerable. Market feedback indicated a growing consumer preference for sleek, touch-enabled devices, yet internal debates stymied decisive action. The company's research teams diligently explored touchscreen prototypes, but enthusiasm waned when confronted with production costs and technical limitations. Each delay eroded confidence in its ability to reclaim market share. The allure of a touchscreen future became obscured by uncertainty, while competitors gained traction with innovative offerings. This reluctance to fully embrace change became a defining characteristic of the fading company. As sales figures began to reflect shifting consumer preferences, the repercussions of indecision crystallized. The once unstoppable force in mobile communications found itself adrift, navigating an increasingly unfamiliar terrain. Competitors emerged with innovative approaches that reshaped consumer expectations. This shift began with the introduction of the iPhone, a device that revolutionized mobile technology with its sleek design and user-friendly interface. It captivated a generation, transforming not just communication, but the very essence of mobile interaction. The allure of this new vision drew consumers away from familiar brands, creating a ripple effect in the industry. Simultaneously, the strategic maneuvers of Samsung introduced powerful alternatives that further fragmented the market. Their diverse range of devices appealed to various demographics, offering robust specifications and competitive pricing. This approach established a foothold in regions where legacy companies struggled to adapt. The rapid advancement of these manufacturers exacerbated the challenges faced by established players, highlighting a stark contrast in innovation. The fading company, entrenched in its legacy, struggled to pivot in response to these evolving dynamics. Market share dwindled as consumers gravitated toward more modern offerings, drawn by features that redefined usability and style. Executives found themselves grappling with internal debates about direction, unable to find a consensus amid the shifting landscape. This uncertainty permeated the organization, revealing a corporate culture ill-equipped to embrace the fast-paced changes in technology. In this environment, the decline of a once esteemed leader became increasingly apparent, marked by declining relevance and mounting competition. The introduction of Symbian operating system represented an early attempt at smartphone software, a pivotal moment in the company's history. It aimed to position the fading titan in an evolving market where consumer expectations shifted rapidly toward more integrated and versatile devices. Initially, this software garnered attention for its innovative capabilities and potential to redefine user experience. Development efforts focused on creating a platform that could support applications, establish connectivity, and enhance multimedia functionalities. Engineers and developers worked diligently to refine the system, crafting features that would appeal to a growing demographic seeking mobile computing solutions. Despite initial successes, this operating system struggled to maintain momentum. Complications arose as competition intensified. Rivals introduced more user-friendly interfaces and robust ecosystems, luring customers away from the once dominant player. The vibrant energy of the early launch steadily diminished, overshadowed by the rise of alternatives that prioritized seamless usability over complexity. User feedback reflected growing discontent, as many found the interface cumbersome and unintuitive. As market leaders began to emerge, the Symbian system's shortcomings became more pronounced. The once promising endeavor devolved into a struggle for relevance. Nokia's R&D focus became increasingly misaligned with market demands. Initially celebrated for their advancements, investments in technology and innovation gradually shifted toward areas less relevant to contemporary consumer needs. The mobile phone king, once a pioneer in connectivity, found itself entangled in a web of ambitious projects that failed to yield timely results. In this region, research teams dedicated countless hours to developing cutting-edge technologies, yet the outcomes often lacked practical application. Innovations surfaced, but they were overshadowed by the rapid evolution of competitors who were more attuned to consumer desires. As the landscape of mobile communication transformed, the fading company struggled to pivot, clinging to outdated paradigms while others embraced the future. The financial resources allocated to R&D frequently outpaced returns, creating a widening chasm between investment and market viability. Emerging trends in software and user experience were largely overlooked, as the focus remained on hardware features that no longer captivated audiences. This disconnect became evident as consumer preferences shifted towards smartphones that offered seamless integration of services and applications. Amidst their efforts to reclaim prominence, the organization faced challenges in fostering a culture of agility and responsiveness. The once thriving innovation hub became a relic of its former self, caught in a cycle of over-engineering, without addressing the core elements that drive consumer engagement. The emergence of the 2007 iPhone marked a pivotal moment in mobile technology, forever altering the landscape in which it operated. This device introduced a user-centric approach that elevated simplicity and functionality above the complexity that had become ubiquitous. The touchscreen interface, devoid of physical buttons, captivated consumers, offering an intuitive experience that had previously been elusive. This shift left many established companies, including the fading giant, struggling to adapt. The ability to seamlessly integrate applications and an ecosystem of services drew users away from traditional mobile devices. Competitors were caught off guard, grappling with a fundamental rethinking of design and user interaction. The sleek elegance of the iPhone stood in stark contrast to the bulkier, more complex offerings that had dominated the market. Sales figures began to reflect this transformation as consumer preferences rapidly shifted. The once loyal customers of the fading company began seeking the allure of this new device, drawn by its modern aesthetics and capabilities. Market analysts noted the steep decline in brand loyalty, a phenomenon that had been taken for granted. During this period, the fading company struggled to regain its footing, unable to pivot quickly enough to meet the evolving demands of a market that was no longer willing to wait for innovation. The inability to compete with iOS and Android marked a significant turning point for the fading company. Symbian, once a formidable operating system, became increasingly outdated in a rapidly advancing technological landscape. Its cumbersome interface and limited app ecosystem failed to attract developers, leaving it vulnerable as competitors flourished. This region witnessed the rise of sleek, user-friendly platforms that captivated consumers. The seamless integration of hardware and software in rival devices created a divide that Symbian could not bridge. Users began to migrate towards the allure of innovation, drawn by the promise of enhanced functionality and aesthetic appeal. Management's attempts to revitalize Symbian were met with skepticism. Resources allocated to update its features yielded minimal results, further exacerbating the situation. The once loyal customer base began to dwindle as disillusionment set in. New entrants in the market seized the opportunity, capturing the attention of tech enthusiasts who sought novelty and efficiency. As sales figures declined, the realization of a lost era became evident. The company struggled to redefine its identity, clinging to a legacy that was increasingly irrelevant. In boardrooms and development labs, discussions turned to strategies that seemed outdated, reflecting a disconnect from the market's pulse. The shadows of once dominant reigns loomed large as time moved on, leaving the fading company to reckon with its past. Stephen Allop's appointment as Chief Executive Officer marked a pivotal moment in the history of the fading company. Tasked with revitalizing a brand that had once led the mobile phone market, he brought a fresh perspective, yet the results were uncertain. Under his leadership, the shift towards a partnership with Microsoft began to unfold, a decision that would alter the trajectory of the organization. The transition from Symbian to Windows Phone was met with mixed reactions. Employees and stakeholders grappled with the implications of this new direction. Infrastructure changes commenced as resources were redirected to accommodate the new operating system. This region, once bustling with innovation, began to exhibit signs of discontent and confusion. Sales figures, once a source of pride, began to dwindle. The strategic pivot, while bold, alienated existing customers who were hesitant to embrace the unfamiliar. Internal morale suffered as the workforce adjusted to a rapidly evolving landscape and the uncertainty of their roles within it. The company faced mounting pressure from competitors who had capitalized on the missteps. Market share eroded as rivals introduced devices that resonated more with consumers. The once unassailable leader now found itself navigating treacherous waters, the impact of leadership decisions reverberating through its very foundation. A pivotal moment emerged with the infamous memo, often referred to as the burning platform. This document served as a wake-up call, a stark acknowledgement of the dire situation enveloping the company. Leadership, recognizing the urgent need for transformation, outlined the perils of complacency in the fast-evolving mobile industry. It conveyed a sense of impending crisis, urging employees to embrace change or risk becoming obsolete. The memo articulated the fierce competition that had begun to erode market share. Rivals were rapidly innovating, rendering products that were once deemed cutting-edge as mere relics. This realization was jarring, yet it provided a framework for a strategic pivot. The emphasis shifted from maintaining existing platforms to exploring new technologies and partnerships. As the message circulated, reactions were mixed. Some employees felt a renewed sense of purpose, motivated to revitalize their offerings. Others, however, grappled with uncertainty, questioning the viability of this newfound direction. The dichotomy of responses illustrated the internal struggle, a reflection of a company at a crossroads. Fostering an environment conducive to innovation proved challenging. This region, once bustling with creativity and ambition, now faced internal resistance and skepticism. The distance between aspiration and execution widened, casting shadows on the effectiveness of the proposed changes. The memo marked not merely a turning point, but a moment of profound reckoning. The decision to partner with Microsoft introduced a complex layer to the corporate landscape. Initially perceived as a strategic alliance, it evolved into a contentious pivot. The fading company sought to regain its footing amidst the rapid technological evolution that threatened its dominance. This partnership aimed to leverage Microsoft's software prowess, particularly in mobile operating systems, marking a significant shift in direction. As the integration progressed, skepticism emerged among industry analysts and consumers alike. It became evident that the once vibrant company was struggling to adapt to the demands of a changing market. The operating system, Windows Phone, failed to resonate with a growing base of smartphone users who favored alternatives that offered greater flexibility and innovation. This dissonance reflected a deeper malaise within the organization, one that had not fully grasped the shifting tides of consumer preferences. The ramifications of this alliance were profound. Resources were allocated to an uncertain venture, diverting attention from core competencies. Internal resistance grew as teams grappled with the implications of this new direction. Over time, the partnership became emblematic of a larger struggle, revealing the disconnect between ambition and execution. As expectations faltered, the once prominent leader in telecommunications found itself navigating a precarious path, marked by critical miscalculations and lost opportunities. The Lumia series emerged as an ambitious attempt to reclaim market dominance, introducing a vibrant array of smartphones that aimed to captivate consumers. This new era was characterized by a partnership with Microsoft, which sought to leverage the potential of the Windows Phone operating system. The sleek designs and colorful aesthetics of these devices stood in stark contrast to the competition, appealing to a segment of users drawn to innovation and style. Initial reception indicated a glimmer of hope, as some consumers embraced the fresh interface and unique features. The promise of seamless integration with Microsoft services seemed poised to create a compelling ecosystem. Yet beneath this surface optimism, significant challenges persisted. The application ecosystem remained limited, hindering user engagement and leading to frustration among potential adopters. Sales figures, while initially encouraging, soon plateaued, revealing the stark reality that the mobile landscape had shifted dramatically. Competitors had adopted agile strategies, continually enhancing their offerings, while the fading companies struggled to adapt. The Lumia series, despite its modernity and design appeal, failed to ignite the desired momentum. It became increasingly clear that the market had moved on, leaving behind the once mighty telecommunications leader grappling with an uncertain future. The promise of the Lumia would. The promise of the Lumia would not manifest as anticipated. A lackluster reception greeted the Windows Phone, which failed to garner the attention of consumers. Initial enthusiasm quickly gave way to disappointment as features and applications fell short of expectations. This shortfall resulted in a significant decline in market share, as competitors seized the opportunity to solidify their dominance. With each passing quarter, sales figures illustrated a stark reality. The once thriving mobile ecosystem began to crumble. Consumers gravitated towards other platforms, turning their backs on the perceived limitations of Windows Phone. Developers, observing the dwindling user base, hesitated to create applications for a system that seemed increasingly irrelevant. The absence of popular apps further alienated potential users, creating a vicious cycle of decline. In this region of corporate history, the contrast with rivals became pronounced. Android and iOS flourished, showcasing innovation and adaptability, while the fading company struggled to maintain its foothold. The allure of a comprehensive app store proved irresistible, drawing users away from a platform that could not compete. As the years progressed, Nokia found itself ensnared in a web of missteps and missed opportunities. Once a titan of mobile technology, it faced the harsh reality of a market that had long since moved on, leaving the remnants of its ambition in the dust. Marketing strategies faltered, unable to convey the true value of the Lumia line to potential consumers. This disconnect became apparent as competitors effectively communicated their innovations and benefits. The vibrant colors and unique designs of Lumia devices provided an aesthetic appeal, yet the messaging failed to resonate in a marketplace increasingly influenced by user experience and software ecosystems. Technical specifications highlighted the camera quality and hardware advancements, yet the intended audience remained elusive. Confused consumers encountered a barrage of choices, often gravitating toward brands that positioned themselves with clarity and confidence. Compounding the issue, the marketing campaigns lacked the coherence necessary to create a compelling narrative around the Lumia's features. An over-reliance on existing brand loyalty failed to translate into sustained interest. Promotions often missed the mark, neglecting the emotional connection that drives consumer engagement. Promising innovations were overshadowed by the perception of being outpaced by rivals, which diminished the allure of the Lumia. This absence of a cohesive strategy left many potential users indifferent as they gravitated toward more familiar ecosystems. The overarching absence of a clear value proposition became a significant barrier, solidifying the impression that the fading company was no longer a contender in a rapidly evolving landscape. The allure of past successes became overshadowed, leaving only echoes of a once prominent legacy. The absence of developer support created a vacuum detrimental to the company's ecosystem. Competitors swiftly capitalized on this gap, fostering robust platforms that attracted innovation and creativity. This region saw the emergence of vibrant app marketplaces, where developers flocked to create applications that thrived on user engagement. Meanwhile, the fading companies struggled to entice new talent, as the once coveted partnership opportunities dwindled into obscurity. In this landscape, it became increasingly challenging to maintain relevance. Developers, seeking platforms that promised higher visibility and profitability, turned their backs on what was once a pivotal player. The allure of a thriving app ecosystem transformed into a haunting reminder of what had been lost. As creativity blossomed elsewhere, the absence of fresh applications stifled user interest, creating a downward spiral that proved difficult to escape. Consumers began to notice the diminishing offerings, leading to a decline in satisfaction. With fewer applications available, the allure of the mobile experience diminished. This erosion of value compounded the company's challenges, further alienating it from its core audience. Peripheral players within the industry innovated at a pace that rendered previous advancements obsolete. The void left by the loss of developer support became increasingly pronounced, contributing to a sense of inevitability surrounding the company's decline. Quarterly earnings reports began to reflect the deepening malaise enveloping the fading company. Revenues, once robust and soaring, started to show a gradual but unmistakable decline. In the first quarter of the year, profits dropped by nearly 20%, a staggering figure for an organization of its stature. Subsequent reports illustrated a consistent pattern. Each new quarter unveiled further reductions in revenue and market share. The financial documents revealed stark realities. Margins eroded as competition surged, and the once dominant smartphone market became fragmented. The growing popularity of rival devices contributed to a pervasive sense of decline, with sales plummeting to levels not seen in decades. The rise of new platforms eroded the user base. Loyal customers began to seek alternatives, leaving behind a legacy of unfulfilled potential. Operating losses became prevalent, leading to cost-cutting measures that included layoffs and restructuring efforts. These actions, although necessary, often resulted in diminished morale among employees, further complicating efforts to innovate and adapt. The quarterly earnings report served as a stark reminder of the shifting tides, where once it led the industry, now it struggled to remain relevant. Within these financial analyses lay a narrative of misalignment, a struggle of a once great powerhouse grappling with the harsh realities of an evolving marketplace. The introduction of touch technology marked a pivotal shift in consumer expectations, fundamentally altering the landscape of mobile devices. This company, once synonymous with innovation, found itself caught in a quagmire of hesitation. While competitors swiftly embraced the touchscreen revolution, it struggled to pivot from its traditional designs. The reluctance to adapt to this new paradigm reflected a deep-seated complacency and over-reliance on its past successes. The once ubiquitous devices that adorned pockets began to fade into obsolescence as sleek, responsive alternatives captivated consumers. This region, once bustling with the iconic tones of Nokia ringtones, now echoed with the silence of missed opportunities. The sluggish response to market demands led to a gradual erosion of brand loyalty. Users, once devoted, began exploring options that promised a more intuitive experience. Subsequent attempts to integrate touch technology were met with skepticism. Products launched in the wake of competitors often felt like an afterthought, lacking the refinement and user experience that had become the benchmark. The landscape shifted dramatically, with each misstep compounding the challenges faced. What was once a dominant force in mobile communications became a cautionary tale, illustrating the perils of late adoption. As the company continued to falter, its legacy transformed from a symbol of innovation to a reminder of the relentless pace of technological advancement. In 2012, an acquisition by Microsoft marked a pivotal moment for this once dominant entity. The hope was to leverage Microsoft's resources to breathe new life into the fading company. Executives envisioned a resurgence, believing that the union could restore it to its former stature within the mobile phone market. The transaction, valued at more than $7 billion, seemed a final attempt at revival, a strategic maneuver amidst growing competition. This partnership aimed to integrate Nokia's hardware expertise with Microsoft's software capabilities. The vision included a seamless ecosystem that could rival emerging competitors. Enthusiasm surged briefly as innovative products were announced, showcasing a blend of design and functionality that harkened back to a time of industry leadership. Despite these aspirations, the anticipated transformation did not materialize. Market acceptance waned, and sales figures struggled to keep pace with rising rivals. the integration faced challenges, and the synergies envisioned proved elusive. This region, once known for groundbreaking mobile solutions, began to witness further erosion of its market share, as consumers gravitated towards devices offering more advanced features and user experiences. The acquisition. The acquisition initiated a shift in the brand identity that had long been synonymous with innovation and reliability. It marked a pivotal moment where the once dominant player began to lose the essence that had propelled its ascent in the mobile phone industry. The integration of new management and external influences diluted the original vision that had characterized the company's early successes. This dilution became evident as the new strategies, designed to streamline operations and cut costs, often overlooked the needs and desires of the consumer. The once vibrant logo, a symbol of trust and technological prowess, began to fade in relevance. The shift in branding emphasized a more generic approach, distancing itself from the creative spirit that had birthed iconic products. Investors responded to these changes with skepticism, leading to a decline in confidence. The communications that once resonated with a loyal customer base now seemed disjointed and confusing, further severing the connection with its audience. Over time, the perception of the brand transformed from being a pioneer to a relic of the past. The once familiar devices that had filled pockets around the world were now eclipsed by competitors who embraced innovation and agile responses to market dynamics. This gradual erosion of brand equity left the fading company struggling to redefine itself in an increasingly hostile landscape. The shift in consumer preferences marked a pivotal moment in this region's mobile phone market. As smartphones surged in popularity, the once iconic feature phones began to gather dust. Demand for simple devices diminished rapidly, driven by an insatiable thirst for connectivity, applications, and advanced functionalities. The fading company found itself caught in a whirlpool of technological evolution, where its legacy products no longer appealed to the new generation of users. As the years progressed, the transition from feature phones to smartphones was not merely a change in device types, but a complete redefinition of consumer expectations. This reality forced the fading company to confront the limitations of its existing product lines. Attempts to innovate within the feature phone category proved futile, as competitors flooded the market with sleek, multifunctional devices that captivated the consumer's imagination. With each passing quarter, the gap widened. The brand struggled to capture the essence of modernity, as its once revered models became relics of a bygone era. Scarcity of fresh ideas and the inability to pivot effectively compounded the challenges faced by the fading company. This decline reflected a broader narrative of adaptation lost, as the market continued to evolve at an unprecedented pace, leaving behind the once unstoppable force of the mobile phone industry. The feature phone division faced significant challenges during this period of transition. Competition intensified as consumers rapidly gravitated towards smartphones, leaving traditional models increasingly overlooked. This shift in preferences highlighted a fundamental misalignment between the company's offerings and the evolving demands of the marketplace. As new entrants emerged with innovative products, the legacy devices struggled to maintain relevance. The once revered brand found itself overshadowed by competitors who embraced cutting-edge technology and user-friendly interfaces. This region, once filled with vibrant advertisements showcasing the latest features, now echoed with silence as sales dwindled and production lines slowed. The once bustling factories, a symbol of manufacturing prowess, fell into disrepair, reflecting the disinterest in feature phones. Retail spaces that prominently displayed the latest models saw a drastic reduction in foot traffic. The allure of simplicity gave way to the complexity of connectivity, and consumers abandoned the familiar designs that had once defined an era. A lack of clear strategic direction exacerbated these issues. efforts to pivot towards emerging technologies often felt disjointed, revealing an organization struggling to adapt. The division's inability to innovate at the necessary pace led to a steady decline in market share. This gradual disintegration served as a stark reminder of the fierce nature of competition in the mobile sector, leaving the fading company to confront the stark reality of its diminishing influence. Initial success greeted the Lumia 920 as it entered a market eager for innovation. It boasted a striking design, advanced camera technology, and a fresh operating system, attracting a wave of consumer interest. This period marked a glimmer of hope for the organization, pulling it momentarily from the shadows of decline. The features appealed to a demographic seeking an alternative to established giants, propelling sales figures to promising heights. The optimistic projections, however, soon began to unravel. Consumer expectations shifted as competitors introduced devices with superior specifications and broader application ecosystems. The initial excitement surrounding the Lumia 920 faded, revealing the limitations of its software and user experience. Marketing efforts, despite their vigor, could not stem the tide of dissatisfaction that began to wash over early adopters. This decline in consumer enthusiasm highlighted the disconnect between the company's vision and the rapidly evolving demands of the marketplace. Sales figures dwindled, and by the time the smartphone landscape had fully adjusted to new standards, the fading company found itself struggling to regain its footing. Each passing quarter underscored the harsh reality of a once dominant player grappling with the consequences of misjudgment. The Lumia 920 stood as both a beacon of initial promise and a testament to the unforgiving nature of technological advancement. Fragmentation within the product line became increasingly apparent, complicating consumer decisions. The introduction of myriad models blurred the distinction between offerings, creating an environment rife with confusion. It was no longer clear which device was best suited for varying needs, as features overlapping across similar phones muddled the landscape. Each model aimed to capture a distinct segment of the market, yet this strategy inadvertently diluted brand identity. As this complexity unfolded, customers often found themselves bewildered. Competing technologies emerged rapidly, while consumer loyalty waned, leading to a disjointed market presence. The once unified vision of mobile communication gave way to a cacophony of choices that left many feeling uncertain. In this region, the clarity of purpose that had characterized earlier successes eroded, and the allure of simplicity became a distant memory. Sales figures illustrated the fallout. While the initial excitement surrounding new releases generated some traction, the subsequent decline revealed a stark reality. Trust in the brand diminished as users gravitated toward competitors who offered more straightforward, user-friendly alternatives. This erosion of confidence marked a pivotal shift as the fading company struggled to regain its footing amidst an increasingly sophisticated market landscape. The decline of market capitalization reflected the growing discontent among investors. Share prices, once a symbol of prosperity, began to erode significantly, mirroring the company's faltering position in the mobile phone sector. Initial valuation peaks, indicative of a robust market presence, were soon overshadowed by a steady descent. This trajectory prompted analysts to scrutinize financial reports meticulously. Declining revenues painted a stark picture. The once dominant brands struggled to compete against rising competitors who embraced innovation and agility. The stock performance analysis revealed a consistent pattern of downturns, leading to a loss of billions in market value. This deterioration extended beyond mere numbers. It encapsulated a broader narrative of missed opportunities and strategic missteps. Dividends that previously rewarded shareholders became scarce, further eroding investor sentiment. The perception of Nokia as a reliable investment diminished as market analysts began to reevaluate its long-term viability. Comparisons with competitors highlighted stark discrepancies in growth trajectories. A shift from a pioneering force to a cautionary tale was apparent in the numbers, as each quarterly report delivered sobering news. The financial reckoning arrived in the year 2014, marked by an extensive write-down that underscored a deeper malaise. Microsoft's decision to devalue its acquisition of Nokia led to a staggering loss of approximately $7 billion. This moment crystallized the disconnect between past triumphs and current realities. The once revered mobile phone king found itself entangled in a web of misjudgments and market miscalculations. Entities that formerly thrived in an era of innovation now faced the grim specter of redundancy. This region, once bustling with engineers and visionaries, became increasingly silent as the workforce dwindled in response to leadership's faltering strategies. The phones, laden with advanced technology, sat unsold, gathering dust on store shelves, emblematic of a brand struggling to reclaim relevance. Cost-cutting measures failed to rejuvenate a flagging market presence. Leadership changes were frequent, yet the underlying issues remained. The allure of the smartphone had shifted toward competitors who embraced creativity and user experience, leaving this fading company grappling with its identity. The write-down served not only as a financial blow, but also as a stark reminder of the volatile nature of technology. Once a beacon of progress, it became a case study in how swiftly fortunes could turn in the corporate world. A legacy, now tarnished, lingered in the shadows of its past achievements. The rising tide of budget smartphone brands began to reshape the landscape of mobile technology. This shift in consumer preferences, driven by a demand for affordability and functionality, surfaced quietly yet decisively. Where once premium offerings dominated, a plethora of economical alternatives emerged, capturing the attention of a cost-conscious public. These choices, often equipped with adequate features and sufficient performance, resonated particularly with younger demographics. It became evident that the allure of high-end specifications was losing ground to practical considerations. Brand loyalty diminished as new entrants provided compelling options at a fraction of the cost. This phenomenon unfolded steadily, and the fading company found itself grappling with the repercussions of this evolving marketplace. While traditional giants struggled to adapt, these newcomers thrived on innovation and flexibility. They utilized efficient production methods and aggressive pricing strategies, factors that enabled them to penetrate markets that once seemed impenetrable. The allure of luxury was eclipsed by the practicality of affordability, leaving the once mighty leader at a crossroads. With each passing quarter, sales figures reflected this seismic shift. The once dominant force now faced the stark reality of lost market share. It became increasingly clear that the corporate strategies of the past required reevaluation in light of a new economic landscape that prioritized value over prestige. The decision to discontinue Symbian operating system marked a significant turning point in the mobile industry. Once a dominant platform, it struggled to adapt to the rapid advancements in technology and shifting consumer preferences. The operating system, which had powered a multitude of devices, began to show its age as competitors introduced more user-friendly and versatile alternatives. This transition was not merely a technical shift. It represented a broader cultural change within this region, where innovation demanded agility rather than adherence to legacy systems. The gradual phasing out of Symbian drew attention to the growing divide between established players and newer entrants, who embraced cloud technologies and seamless integration across devices. The remaining developers faced challenges as they attempted to update and maintain the aging system. Resources were stretched thin and enthusiasm waned. The once thriving ecosystem around Symbian diminished, with fewer applications being developed and a decline in user engagement. As the final devices running the operating system were retired, the echoes of a once powerful influence faded. The discontinuation was not just the end of an operating system. It symbolized the dissolution of an era marked by traditional business practices that could no longer sustain relevance in a fast-evolving market. This decision underscored the necessity for adaptability in an increasingly competitive landscape. Nokia's inability to innovate became evident when contrasting its strategies with those of Apple and Samsung. While these rivals embraced the smartphone revolution, this fading company remained tethered to its legacy devices, prioritizing familiarity over advancement. The introduction of the Apple iPhone in 2007 marked a pivotal shift, showcasing touch interfaces and app ecosystems that captivated consumers. In stark contrast, Nokia's reluctance to pivot from traditional mobile technology led to a gradual erosion of market share. The emergence of Samsung, with its aggressive adoption of cutting-edge technology and rapid product iterations, further highlighted Nokia's stagnation. This region saw a rise in consumer expectations as users began to favor devices that offered seamless integration of technology and lifestyle. Nokia's continued reliance on the Symbian operating system, despite its obsolescence, signaled a growing disconnect between the company and the evolving demands of the market. In 2011, Nokia's partnership with Microsoft to produce Windows Phone devices provided a glimmer of hope. Yet, this alliance failed to capture significant consumer interest, revealing the inadequacies in Nokia's approach. While Apple and Samsung thrived by prioritizing innovation and user experience, the fading company found itself trapped in a cycle of missed opportunities, unable to regain its former dominance. The landscape transformed, leaving this once mighty titan struggling to adapt. Challenges arose as the company sought to rebrand itself in an era defined by rapid technological advancement. A legacy steeped in innovation and market dominance created expectations that weighed heavily on its shoulders. Efforts to embrace new technology often felt like a reluctant acknowledgement of a reality that had shifted dramatically. This region, once defined by cutting-edge mobile devices, now faced a landscape dominated by sleek competitors who grasped the nuances of modern consumer desires with ease. Internal debates ensued, pitting traditionalists against those advocating for a bold reimagining of the brand. The echoes of past successes lingered, complicating the push for a fresh identity. Established reputation and recognition pulled the organization in one direction, while the demands of a new generation of users pushed it in another. This environment fostered uncertainty, as the company grappled with how to maintain relevance without alienating loyal customers. Marketing campaigns struggled to resonate, often appearing out of touch with the evolving tastes of the market. The visual identity, once a symbol of reliability, now felt dated and lacked the vitality needed to attract new audiences. Competing narratives emerged as the company attempted to reconcile its storied past with an uncertain future. Each misstep in branding underscored the complexity of navigating a world where legacy and innovation must coexist, yet often clash. The emergence of fourth-generation technology marked a pivotal moment in the telecommunications landscape, reshaping consumer expectations and market dynamics. This period saw competitors rapidly embracing the speed and efficiency that 4G offered, propelling their devices into the forefront of consumer choice. While innovators surged ahead, a notable stagnation characterized the fading company's response. This region, once a bastion of technological advancement, found itself grappling with internal delays and strategic miscalculations. Decisions made in the boardroom echoed throughout the organization, yet the effects manifested in diminished market presence and waning consumer interest. The delay in transitioning to the new technology reflected an inability to anticipate the shifting demands of a digital society that increasingly prioritized mobile connectivity. Sales figures dwindled as consumers sought alternatives, leading to an erosion of brand loyalty that had been carefully cultivated over decades. Competitors, agile and forward-thinking, seized the opportunity to capture market share, rendering the fading company a relic of a bygone era. This decline was not merely a matter of losing ground to rivals. It illustrated a broader failure to adapt to technological evolution. As 4G technology became the standard, the absence of a robust response highlighted fundamental weaknesses, leaving the once dominant player struggling to redefine its role in an increasingly competitive arena. The emergence of Chinese smartphone manufacturers marked a significant shift in the competitive landscape. These companies rapidly developed innovative devices, often at lower price points, directly challenging established brands. Their aggressive marketing strategies and a keen understanding of consumer demands allowed them to capture market share with remarkable speed. As the global market expanded, it became increasingly clear that these manufacturers were not only focused on value, but also on feature-rich offerings that appealed to a broad audience. The once unassailable leader found itself eclipsed by this wave of competition. It became evident that the declining company struggled to adapt to the swift changes in technology and consumer preferences. While the competition embraced advancements in artificial intelligence and photography, efforts to revitalize their product line were met with mixed results. The allure of sleek designs and competitive pricing from new entrants forced it to reevaluate its strategies. In this transformed marketplace, brand loyalty began to erode. Consumers, once loyal to traditional players, increasingly gravitated towards these new alternatives that combined affordability with cutting-edge technology. The fading company's attempts to re-establish its identity were overshadowed by the rapid ascent of these rivals, who redefined consumer expectations and disrupted established norms. This shift in dynamics was emblematic of a broader trend, signaling a new era in mobile communications. Cultural challenges emerged as significant obstacles within the workforce. An environment once characterized by innovation became stifled by hierarchy and rigid structures. Internal communications faltered, creating silos that hindered collaboration. Employees found themselves disconnected, their voices muffled amidst layers of management. The once vibrant spirit of creativity began to wane, replaced by a pervasive sense of uncertainty. Amidst rapid technological advancements, this fading company struggled to adapt. Employees who had thrived in a pioneering era felt increasingly alienated from the decision-making processes. The reluctance to embrace a more agile approach stunted growth and limited the potential for fresh ideas. Disengagement grew, and the workforce, once a cohesive unit, began to fragment. The inability to attract new talent further exacerbated these issues. Prospective employees, observing the stagnation, opted for competitors that seemed more dynamic and forward-thinking. This exodus of skilled individuals left gaps that were difficult to fill, leading to a depletion of expertise. As time progressed, the atmosphere became one of resignation. Talented individuals sought opportunities elsewhere, further diminishing the company's capacity for innovation. The internal dynamics, once a source of strength, deteriorated into a landscape of disillusionment. This transformation marked a critical turning point, foreshadowing the challenges that lay ahead for the organization. Economic conditions began to shift dramatically, influencing the trajectory of the company. The onset of a global recession placed immense pressure on consumer spending. In this environment, the demand for mobile devices changed. Consumers, faced with uncertainty, opted for more practical choices rather than premium products. This decision affected sales figures, eroding the once dominant market share held by the company. Competition intensified, with newer players emerging who adapted more readily to the changing landscape. These competitors capitalized on evolving consumer preferences for smartphones equipped with advanced features. The organization struggled to innovate at the same pace, leading to a gradual decline in relevance. This region, once thriving with innovation and technological advancements, now found itself overshadowed by agile rivals. Financial reports reflected the impact of these conditions. Revenue started to dwindle and profits diminished significantly. Investors grew wary, questioning the sustainability of the existing business model. The organization attempted to pivot, investing in new technologies and diversifying its portfolio, yet these efforts often fell short of expectations. As global economic conditions continued to fluctuate, the company found itself caught in a cycle of reactive measures rather than proactive innovation. The disconnect between strategic vision and market realities grew more pronounced, further complicating its path towards recovery amidst a rapidly changing industry landscape. Leadership decisions played a pivotal role in the decline of this once mighty corporation. Choices made at the highest levels often reflected a disconnect from the needs of both the consumer and the evolving technological environment. The absence of agility in response to emerging competitors contributed significantly to the erosion of its market position. Strategic missteps became commonplace as leadership prioritized short-term gains over long-term sustainability. A reluctance to embrace innovative technologies, such as touch-screen interfaces, left it vulnerable to rivals who adapted swiftly. This hesitation not only alienated a growing customer base, but also diminished the confidence of investors and stakeholders. Amidst the shifting sands of the mobile phone industry, leadership failed to cultivate a culture of adaptability. Decisions regarding product development became increasingly conservative, stifling creativity and leading to a stagnation of ideas. The inability to pivot in response to market feedback further exacerbated the situation, leaving it to trail competitors who embraced a more consumer-focused approach. As challenges mounted, infighting among executives and a lack of unified vision exacerbated the corporate malaise. Conflicting priorities muddled the decision-making process, leading to a series of misaligned initiatives. The cumulative effect of these leadership failures solidified its trajectory towards decline and served as a cautionary tale for other organizations navigating the complexities of modern business. The waning influence of this once mighty corporation marked a significant shift in the landscape of Finnish innovation. As the company faltered, the broader economy began to reflect the instability of its flagship entity. This decline rippled through various sectors, creating a palpable sense of uncertainty among investors and entrepreneurs alike. The reverberations of diminished confidence were felt in research and development initiatives, which began to stall as funding sources dried up. Startups that had previously drawn inspiration from the corporate giant faced new challenges, grappling with the loss of a prominent role model. The once thriving ecosystem of technology and telecommunications innovation diminished, leaving a void that was difficult to fill. Universities and research institutions, which had collaborated closely with this industry leader, witnessed dwindling resources and a reduction in collaborative projects, further stifling the flow of fresh ideas. Job losses compounded the problem, with thousands of skilled workers displaced. This exodus of talent not only diminished the local workforce, but also contributed to a growing brain drain, as many sought opportunities abroad. The once vibrant atmosphere of creativity began to fade, leaving behind a sense of longing for a golden era that seemed increasingly unattainable. The decline of this titan, therefore, acted as a bellwether, signaling deeper economic repercussions and a sobering reflection on the fragility of innovation amidst changing tides. A multitude of lessons emerges from this case, serving as a guide for other corporations traversing the complexities of technological advancement. Adaptability stands at the forefront, a crucial trait that this fading company. Strategic foresight is equally critical. This region of corporate history illustrates that neglecting future trends and consumer demands can create vulnerabilities. Companies must cultivate a culture that embraces innovation and encourages risk-taking, ensuring that they are not merely reacting to changes but anticipating them. Investment in research and development plays a vital role. The fading company slowly withdrew resources from this area, which stunted its capacity to innovate. Sustained commitment to technological advancement can foster resilience, allowing organizations to remain competitive. Finally, understanding the importance of brand evolution cannot be overstated. The legacy of a brand can be both an asset and a liability. While strong recognition may afford initial advantages, complacency can lead to irrelevance. This cautionary tale reminds businesses that continual engagement with their audience and adaptation to their needs are paramount for survival in an ever-evolving landscape. The Nokia-Bing partnership emerged in 2011, aimed at revitalizing Nokia's position in the mobile market. This collaboration sought to integrate Bing's search capabilities into Nokia's devices, envisioning a seamless user experience that could compete with rivals. Initial optimism surrounded the venture, as both entities believed they would enhance their market presence. As time progressed, the reality of the partnership began to unfold. Despite the high hopes, user adoption remained low, with many consumers preferring established alternatives. The integration of Bing did not resonate with a mobile audience accustomed to the dominance of other search engines. This disconnect highlighted a significant misjudgment regarding consumer preferences and market trends. Technical difficulties further complicated the situation. Users encountered challenges with functionality, leading to frustration and dissatisfaction. The intended synergy between Nokia's hardware and Bing's software failed to materialize, resulting in a disjointed experience. This disparity contributed to a decline in brand loyalty, as customers sought alternatives that provided more reliable and efficient services. Over time, the partnership became emblematic of larger issues faced by both companies. Nokia's inability to pivot effectively in a rapidly changing landscape mirrored Bing's struggles to carve out its niche in an already saturated market. The Nokia X series represented an earnest attempt to re-enter the Android market, a significant departure from its traditional Symbian operating system. This initiative aimed to capitalize on the growing demand for Android devices, a landscape that had swiftly overtaken the mobile phone industry. The introduction of the Nokia X, with its vibrant design and user-friendly interface, sought to attract a new generation of consumers. Early adoption rates were promising, and initial impressions appeared favorable. A contingent of loyal Nokia users remained hopeful, yet this optimism was short-lived. The reliance on a forked version of Android, stripped of Google services, created an experience distinct from what consumers had come to expect from the Android ecosystem. The absence of popular applications and services limited the appeal of these devices. Sales figures began to decline as competitors swiftly advanced their own offerings. The innovative spirit that once defined this company seemed stifled, overshadowed by a lack of clear direction. Retailers soon noticed a drop in consumer interest, reflecting a broader trend in the marketplace. The X series, once a beacon of hope, became emblematic of the difficulties faced by this fading giant. The ambitious attempt to reclaim a position of relevance in the mobile industry. The failure of Nokia X resulted from a profound misalignment with consumer expectations. Initial enthusiasm surrounded its launch, fueled by a desire to integrate Android into the Nokia ecosystem. Instead of enhancing user experience, it delivered a diluted version of the operating system, lacking essential features that users had come to anticipate from their devices. This region, often associated with innovation and cutting-edge technology, witnessed a stark disconnect between what was offered and what was desired. Market analysis revealed that the target demographic sought a seamless interaction with applications and services that were now standard in competing devices. Nokia X, with its imposed limitations, presented a fragmented experience, often leaving users feeling frustrated. The strategic choice to forego Google's services further alienated potential buyers, who found themselves navigating an unfamiliar landscape. The aesthetic appeal and brand legacy could not bridge the gaps left by inadequate functionality. As sales figures declined sharply, the realization set in that this product failed to resonate with a generation that prioritized connectivity and versatility. The once revered company struggled to adapt, caught in a cycle of outdated perceptions while operating in an environment that demanded constant evolution. This misalignment. The legacy of Nokia extends far beyond its once stalwart position in the mobile phone market. Decisions made during its decline reverberated through the industry, shaping the trajectory of technology and mobile standards. The company's pioneering work in telecommunications laid the groundwork for modern connectivity, establishing protocols that are still in use today. As it faltered, the vacuum left behind allowed competitors to innovate rapidly, often incorporating ideas that originated within Nokia's confines. This region, once bustling with engineers and visionaries, now stands as a reminder of the consequences of stagnation. The advancements in mobile technology that surged in the wake of Nokia's decline reflect both a loss and a transformation. Companies that emerged during this period adopted strategies that emphasized agility, user experience, and software integration, areas where Nokia struggled. The effects of Nokia's decline also prompted a reevaluation of industry standards. The shift toward open-source platforms and diverse ecosystems can be traced back to the failures experienced during this era. It served as a lesson in adaptability, demonstrating that reliance on a singular approach could lead to irrelevance. These ruins, remnants of past glories, symbolize both the potential for innovation and the pitfalls of complacency, marking a significant chapter in the annals of telecommunications history. As the industry continues to evolve, the echoes of Nokia's legacy remain, a constant reminder of the delicate balance between progress and stagnation. Consumer perceptions began to shift as social media platforms gained prominence. The once unassailable reputation of Nokia was gradually eroded by the rapid dissemination of opinions and experiences. Platforms became a space for users to share their frustrations and disappointments, amplifying negative feedback. The immediacy of this communication transformed brand loyalty into a fragile construct, easily disrupted by unfavorable reviews and comparisons. In this environment, the fading company struggled to maintain its image. The vibrant discussions surrounding mobile technology often highlighted Nokia's inability to adapt, contrasting it sharply with the innovative strides of competitors. Posts showcasing sleek designs and cutting-edge features from rival brands served to emphasize the stagnation felt by many former Nokia enthusiasts. Brand perception shifted from admiration to skepticism as consumers began to question its relevance. The once dominant company found itself increasingly sidelined in conversations about the future of mobile devices. This was not merely an issue of product performance, it became a matter of identity. Nokia's storied past was overshadowed by a present perceived as outdated and uninspired. In this landscape, the power of collective opinion proved formidable. The ability for individuals to voice their experiences on such a grand scale fractured the carefully cultivated image, leading to a quiet but profound disintegration of brand loyalty over time. A gradual shift began as the fading company acknowledged the landscape had altered significantly. The once dominant mobile phone manufacturer turned its gaze towards network infrastructure, recognizing the necessity of adaptation in a world increasingly reliant on connectivity. It sought to leverage its extensive experience in telecommunications to reposition itself as a leader in this vital arena. This new direction involved substantial investments in research and development, fostering innovation in areas such as fifth-generation technology and cloud services. The commitment to enhancing wireless networks resonated within the industry, showcasing a determination to reclaim relevance. Partnerships with telecommunications providers and governments emerged, creating a foundation upon which to rebuild its reputation. The transition was not without challenges. Legacy systems required modernization, and competition surged from emerging tech firms eager to capitalize on the evolution of mobile connectivity. Despite these hurdles, strategic acquisitions bolstered capabilities, expanding the range of services offered. This effort demonstrated an understanding that success would hinge on a diversified portfolio rather than reliance solely on past glories. A renewed focus on sustainability and digital transformation further illustrated the company's intent to redefine its identity. As it navigated the complexities of a new technological era, the echoes of previous triumphs served as both a guide and a reminder of the fragility inherent in the corporate landscape. Resilience became the cornerstone of this second act. The challenges of rebuilding trust in a damaged brand manifested in various ways. This region, once bustling with innovation and leadership, now faced skepticism from stakeholders and consumers alike. The remnants of past missteps lingered in the air, creating an atmosphere heavy with doubt. Efforts to restore credibility included strategic shifts and targeted marketing campaigns, yet these initiatives often fell short of expectations. Leadership sought to reconnect with a loyal customer base that had gradually turned to competitors. This endeavor required navigating a delicate balance between acknowledging previous failures and presenting a forward-looking vision. Customers needed assurance that lessons had been learned and that a commitment to quality would guide future endeavors. Each announcement, each product launch was scrutinized, underlining the need for transparency and authenticity. Corporate communication aimed to convey renewed dedication. However, the path to regaining trust is seldom linear. While some initiatives were met with cautious optimism, others faced criticism, highlighting the complexities of perception versus reality. The journey was marked by incremental progress, a steady climb from the depths of disillusionment. In the midst of these efforts, the fading company endeavored to redefine its identity, crafting a narrative that resonated with both nostalgic consumers and a new generation. Progress remained slow, but each step forward was crucial in the quest for redemption. Insight into consumer preferences and market dynamics became increasingly paramount. Despite possessing a robust history, the fading company struggled to adapt to the rapid shifts in technology and user expectations. Detailed analysis of trends and competitor strategies was often sidelined, leading to miscalculations that would reverberate throughout its operations. Market research, once a cornerstone of its decision-making process, fell victim to an over-reliance on past successes. Surveys indicated a growing desire for smartphones, yet the response lacked urgency. Teams tasked with studying emerging patterns found themselves constrained by bureaucracy, unable to pivot swiftly in response to shifting market demands. This stagnation fostered an environment where innovation became a distant memory, overshadowed by the weight of legacy products. Internal reports highlighted a disconnect between consumer insights and product development teams. The resulting misalignment revealed a profound misunderstanding of user needs, as the company continued to prioritize features that no longer resonated with its audience. Competitors, agile and responsive, seized the opportunity, eroding market share with devices that catered directly to evolving preferences. By the time the company sought to reestablish its footing, the landscape had irrevocably changed. The lessons from market research, intended to guide strategic decisions, became a haunting reminder of opportunities lost, as the barriers to adaptability grew ever higher. The shift towards software marked a significant pivot in the company's strategy, signaling a response to changing market demands. This transition, once deemed essential, was characterized by a renewed emphasis on services and applications, aiming to leverage the existing hardware legacy. A burgeoning interest in network solutions became evident as the fading company sought to capitalize on its expertise in telecommunications infrastructure. With the rise of smartphones, the focus on software aimed to enhance user experience and ensure competitive relevance. They endeavored to create a seamless integration of services, positioning themselves as a holistic provider rather than merely a hardware manufacturer. Investment in research and development increased, with the hope of innovating within the software domain, yet challenges persisted. The competitive landscape shifted rapidly, and while the intention was to harness new technologies, the process was fraught with difficulties. Legacy systems intertwined with emerging software solutions created friction, impeding progress. The once dominant presence in the mobile market appeared increasingly vulnerable as rivals embraced agile methodologies and consumer-focused innovations. Even as the revitalized focus on software aimed to restore lost prominence, it became evident that navigating this new terrain required a level of flexibility and foresight that eluded the fading company. The outcome of this endeavor remained uncertain, a testament to the complexities of corporate reinvention. The acquisition of Alcatel-Lucent marked a pivotal moment in this region's corporate landscape. This decision emerged from a desire to broaden service offerings and enhance competitiveness against a backdrop of increasing technological demands. Executives envisioned a seamless integration of resources, an opportunity to streamline operations and fortify market presence. As the merger unfolded, it became clear that the intended synergies were more elusive than anticipated. Cultural differences between the two companies created friction, complicating efforts to unify operations. This increasingly fragmented environment contributed to a decline in employee morale as uncertainty brewed among the workforce. Amidst these challenges, the market's response was cautious. Analysts scrutinized the newly formed entity, raising concerns over its ability to innovate and adapt. This scrutiny reflected a growing unease regarding the sustainability of the combined company's vision. Despite initial optimism, the anticipated benefits began to dissipate into a fog of indecision and missed opportunities. The landscape shifted dramatically as competitors seized the moment, positioning themselves more favorably in the eyes of consumers. This region, once a hub for innovation, now stood witness to a gradual erosion of confidence in the once mighty giant. As the years progressed, the repercussions of this strategic shift became painfully apparent, leading to a broader questioning of the company's future. An era of uncertainty enveloped the fading company, yet a revival emerged, attempting to recapture its former glory. New ownership sought to leverage the well-known brand, introducing a range of smartphones that bore the iconic name. These devices, while modern in design, aimed to evoke nostalgia among consumers who once held the original mobile phones in high regard. Marketing strategies underscored heritage, emphasizing durability and reliability, qualities synonymous with the historical models. Familiar logos adorned the packaging, stirring sentiments of a bygone age when the brand dominated the mobile landscape. The messaging resonated within certain demographics, attempting to bridge the gap between legacy and contemporary technology. Initial reception varied across markets. Some consumers welcomed the return, drawn by memories and a desire for simplicity amidst an increasingly complex digital world. Others remained skeptical, questioning whether this revitalization could penetrate the highly competitive smartphone arena. Reviews of the new offerings highlighted both strengths and weaknesses. While some models showcased innovative features and robust performance, others struggled to distinguish themselves in a sea of competitors. This juxtaposition illustrated the challenge of reigniting a legacy while navigating the demands of a swiftly evolving industry. In the background, the echoes of past triumphs lingered, casting a long shadow over present endeavors. The struggle to redefine identity persisted as the company sought to reclaim its place in a technology-driven environment. Innovation served as the lifeblood of consumer electronics, shaping the landscape of technological advancement. For decades, this entity was synonymous with groundbreaking developments in mobile devices. Research and development departments thrived, fostering creativity and pushing boundaries. Their laboratories brimmed with prototypes and ambitious ideas, each one a testament to the spirit of invention. In the early 21st century, significant resources were allocated to R&D, aiming to maintain a competitive edge. The focus was on user experience, durable materials, and cutting-edge technology. Notable advancements included the introduction of smartphones that combined practical functionality with aesthetic appeal. Despite these efforts, the market began to shift rapidly. Competitors emerged, fueled by agile methodologies and a keen understanding of consumer desires. The once dominant entity found itself struggling to keep pace. Ideas that emerged from R&D failed to translate into successful products. The disconnect between innovation and market readiness became apparent, leading to missed opportunities and consumer dissatisfaction. This diminishing influence within the market highlighted the challenges of translating technological potential into commercial success. Each new device, once heralded with enthusiasm, met with mixed reception. The evolution of consumer preferences left the fading company grappling with its identity, as the innovations were overshadowed by more agile competitors. The once celebrated R&D efforts became a poignant reminder of a bygone era. The cultural shift within the fading company manifested as an unsettling realization of inadequacy in the face of changing consumer demands. Employees who once thrived in an environment of innovation found themselves grappling with a new technological landscape that prioritized agility and responsiveness. The dominance of smartphones ushered in a wave of competition that challenged the existing paradigms. Amidst this transition, the leadership struggled to pivot from their traditional values. They clung to legacy practices that had once fueled their success, while the relentless pace of digital advancement rendered these methods obsolete. The atmosphere within the organization became increasingly tense as teams attempted to reconcile their established approaches with the need for rapid adaptation. This region, once a hub of creativity, now echoed with uncertainty. Talented individuals began to seek opportunities elsewhere, drawn to companies that embraced the future with an openness that had become elusive within these walls. The disconnect between the visionaries of the past and the market demands of the present deepened, resulting in a stagnation that permeated the corporate culture. As the mobile phone king struggled to redefine its identity, it became clear that a fundamental shift in mindset was necessary. The inability to effectively navigate this transformation. The influence of globalization on market position proved to be significant. As new players emerged from diverse markets, competition intensified. This expansion of technology and accessibility altered consumer expectations, pushing the boundaries of innovation. In this shifting landscape, the fading company struggled to adapt its offerings to meet the evolving demands of a global audience. Emerging markets began to favor smartphones that provided not only advanced features, but also affordability. The once unassailable dominance of this corporation waned as it found itself outmaneuvered by agile competitors who were more attuned to the nuances of local preferences. The rise of brands from Asia, with their focus on user experience and aggressive pricing strategies, further eroded market share. Manufacturing processes became increasingly complex, yet the Fading Company remained tethered to legacy systems that stunted its growth. The inability to forge strategic alliances or effectively leverage partnerships hampered its ability to innovate rapidly. Global supply chains, once a source of strength, transformed into a labyrinth that complicated production and distribution. Even as the company attempted to reclaim its position through various initiatives, it faced a profound disconnect with changing consumer behaviors. The sense of urgency that characterized the early days of mobile technology gave way to a more fragmented, diversified market, leaving the once mighty titan struggling to redefine its identity. The revival of feature phones emerged as an unexpected phenomenon, driven by a blend of nostalgia and practicality. This region saw consumers gravitating towards simpler devices, memories of an era when communication was uncomplicated. The allure of these handsets lay not only in their affordability, but also in their resilience against the distractions that smartphones often bring. The Fading Company recognized this shift, prompting a strategic pivot back to their roots. It aimed to capitalize on the trend by reintroducing iconic models, sturdy and reliable, reminiscent of the early 2000s. These devices resonated with individuals seeking an escape from the constant connectivity that modern smartphones demanded. Amidst the clamor for advanced technology, the appeal of the basic phone highlighted a fundamental desire for simplicity. Users began to prioritize battery longevity, durability, and ease of use over the latest applications and features. This inclination represented a stark contrast to the previous race for cutting-edge innovation, underscoring a collective yearning for practicality. In this evolving landscape, the Fading Company endeavored to balance its legacy with the current market needs. This approach, while rooted in nostalgia, reflected an understanding of the shifting dynamics in consumer behavior. The challenges faced in entering the fifth-generation mobile network market were formidable. Competing technologies emerged rapidly, each promising enhanced speed and connectivity. This region became a battleground for innovation, where the established player struggled to maintain its footing amidst a surge of new entrants. They encountered difficulties in adapting their legacy systems to meet the demands of this evolving landscape. Investment in research and development became crucial. The Fading Company aimed to revitalize its infrastructure, yet financial resources were stretched thin. The competitive pressure from others, particularly those who had embraced agile methodologies, created further strain. These rivals pushed to the forefront of technological advancements, capitalizing on the growing demand for faster, more reliable service. Strategic partnerships were pursued, yet the timing often felt misaligned. Collaborations that should have instilled confidence instead highlighted the hesitancy in decision-making processes. This was compounded by a reluctance to pivot from established business models that had once defined success. Consumer expectations shifted towards seamless integration and advanced features, areas where the Fading Company struggled to innovate. Market share gradually eroded as choices proliferated. Investors, once loyal, began to question the viability of the brand. The challenges in this sector serve as a poignant reminder of the harsh realities facing even the most storied companies. Strategic directions emerge as critical considerations for this Fading Company in a relentlessly competitive landscape. Shifts in consumer preferences toward advanced mobile technologies have left it struggling to maintain relevance. Innovations from rivals have captured market share, leading to a fundamental reevaluation of its core offerings. The transition towards software solutions and services signifies an attempt to adapt amidst these stark changes. Investment in new technologies becomes paramount. Pursuing partnerships with tech firms and exploring advancements in areas like artificial intelligence could provide a lifeline. These initiatives aim to leverage existing expertise while tapping into emerging trends. The desire to pivot from hardware-centric operations reflects an understanding of the evolving demands of consumers and businesses alike. Challenges persist, particularly in overcoming the robust competition posed by agile startups and established giants. The need for a clear vision becomes increasingly urgent as the landscape shifts beneath their feet. Addressing issues of innovation and relevance will determine whether it can carve out a sustainable future. Amidst this turmoil, the legacy of Nokia remains a double-edged sword. While historical achievements inspire nostalgia, they also pose a risk of complacency. The balance between honoring the past and embracing transformation is delicate, with the outcome of this endeavor uncertain. The journey ahead is fraught with obstacles, yet there remains a flicker of potential amidst the shadows of decline. In the competitive landscape of technology, agility often distinguishes thriving entities from those that falter. Nokia, once a titan in mobile communications, serves as a poignant case study in this regard. The inability to adapt swiftly to the evolving demands of the market marked a turning point in its trajectory. Rigid adherence to established practices led to an erosion of their once dominant position. Throughout the early 2010s, competitors emerged with innovative approaches that resonated with consumers. It became evident that flexibility, rather than tradition, was essential for survival. This realization unfolded in stark contrast to the nostalgia surrounding Nokia's early successes, as the rapid ascent of smartphones altered consumer expectations. With each passing quarter, the disconnect between their offerings and market needs widened. Internal structures, once a source of strength, began to hinder responsiveness. As new technologies rose, the fading company found itself entrenched in a cycle of missed opportunities. A shift in focus toward agility and responsiveness can serve as a critical lesson drawn from this narrative, emphasizing the importance of understanding market dynamics and consumer behavior. It becomes clear that adaptability is vital. This insight resonates across industries, illuminating the path forward for those willing to learn from the past. The erosion of customer engagement marked a pivotal moment in Nokia's trajectory. In a landscape increasingly defined by consumer connectivity, it faltered in fostering relationships that could have secured brand loyalty. This disconnect manifested as emerging competitors prioritized user feedback, adapting swiftly to the evolving desires of their audiences. In contrast, it clung to its established practices, creating a rift between itself and its customer base. The absence of meaningful interaction became evident as consumers sought not just devices, but experiences. They craved innovation that resonated with their lifestyles, yet the fading company failed to adequately respond. Initiatives that could have harnessed user insights were overlooked. Instead, there was a reliance on previous successes, which dulled the brand's ability to adapt. This period of stagnation coincided with the rise of social media platforms, where open dialogues flourished. Competitors embraced this shift, engaging directly with users to cultivate a sense of community around their brands. Meanwhile, Nokia remained entrenched in a model that prioritized production over connection. The potential for building a loyal customer base diminished as consumers drifted toward brands that listened and responded. The consequences of this disengagement extended beyond immediate sales, affecting long-term viability and brand perception. A once dominant force now found itself navigating the complex aftermath of missed opportunities. The evolution of mobile communication marked a pivotal chapter in technological advancement, with a significant imprint left by this company. In its prime, it introduced groundbreaking devices that revolutionized how individuals interacted with one another, paving the way for smartphones. The simplicity of early models enabled unprecedented connectivity, allowing a broader demographic to embrace mobile technology. This region of innovation saw the introduction of features that would become industry standards. Color screens, cameras, and internet connectivity emerged from the depths of its laboratories. Each development reflected a keen understanding of consumer needs, driving demand and fostering brand loyalty. The combination of reliability and cutting-edge design solidified its position as an industry leader. A gradual shift occurred as the landscape of mobile communication began to change. Competitors emerged with new operating systems, introducing functionalities that captivated a tech-savvy audience. The fast-paced nature of this market proved challenging as the fading companies struggled to adapt. This struggle highlighted the difficulty in maintaining relevance amid rapid technological evolution. While it once thrived on innovation, a growing disconnect began to surface between the company's offerings and the desires of consumers. As market share dwindled, the glorious era of Nokia transformed into a cautionary tale, emphasizing the necessity of adaptability in an ever-changing environment. Corporate culture, once a hallmark of innovation and collaboration, began to shift as external pressures mounted. Leadership became increasingly insular, prioritizing established processes over fresh ideas. This rigidity stifled creativity, leading to a disconnect between the workforce and market demands. Employees who once thrived in a dynamic environment found themselves navigating a labyrinth of bureaucracy, where risk-taking was discouraged and conformity celebrated. This stagnation was palpable in product development, where the once vibrant exchange of ideas dwindled into a routine of incremental changes rather than bold innovations. Competitors adapted swiftly, embracing emerging technologies and transforming user experiences. Meanwhile, this organization clung to its legacy products, unable to pivot effectively in a landscape rapidly shifting towards smartphones. Communication faltered, with silos forming across departments. Teams became isolated, focusing on their narrow objectives rather than collaborating on holistic solutions. This fragmentation hampered responsiveness to consumer needs. As competitors launched cutting-edge devices, the fading company struggled to articulate a coherent vision, leaving both employees and consumers bewildered. The market began to perceive it as outdated, unable to keep pace with the evolving expectations of a new generation. This perception solidified its decline, illustrating how a vibrant corporate culture can erode when adaptability gives way to complacency. The consequences of this cultural shift were profound and irreversible. As the digital landscape evolved, Nokia found itself at a critical juncture. The emergence of smartphones marked a turning point that the company struggled to navigate. This new reality demanded not only technological innovation, but also a shift in business strategy that it could not fully embrace. Once a leader in mobile technology, it became increasingly evident that its product offerings fell behind those of more agile competitors. Leadership decisions during this period lacked the foresight necessary to adapt to the rapid advancements within the industry. While other companies swiftly adopted touchscreen technology and developer ecosystems, Nokia remained anchored to its traditional hardware-centric approach. This reluctance to pivot led to a growing disconnect from consumer expectations. Market share dwindled as newer entrants captured the imagination of a generation eager for connectivity and apps. In this atmosphere of uncertainty, internal challenges compounded external pressures. Development teams became fragmented, and innovation stagnated as resources were misallocated. Attempts to revitalize the brand through various partnerships and acquisitions failed to yield the desired results. The once iconic company, a symbol of resilience, began to dissolve into obscurity. The digital transformation left it grappling with the realities of a marketplace that had long since moved on, reflecting a broader narrative of corporate decline amidst relentless change. The glaring truth emerges as the once celebrated titan of mobile technology falters under the weight of innovation. Founded in 1865, it was a pioneer, shaping the telecommunications landscape. The transition from feature phones to smartphones marked a pivotal moment. Market competitors swiftly adopted new operating systems, leaving it struggling to keep pace. The introduction of touchscreens and app-centric platforms shifted consumer preferences dramatically, yet they seemed slow to respond. This region became a graveyard of outdated products, with shelves lined with devices that no longer fulfilled market demands. The company's leadership grappled with internal discord, hampered by a failure to embrace agility. Decisions that once propelled it to prominence now languished in bureaucratic inertia. As new players emerged, they capitalized on the evolving landscape, offering consumers what they desired: speed, connectivity, and innovation. The boardroom discussions became increasingly detached from the realities faced by the average consumer. Strategies that once appeared sound now seemed out of touch. The once loyal customer base dwindled, retreating to alternatives that promised modernity and relevance. Amidst the ruins of its legacy, the realization dawned that this was not merely a technological failure, but a profound misalignment with the changing world. The final verdict was inevitable. A king had fallen, unable to reclaim its throne in an era defined by relentless progress.